Welcome to Twisted Liquid RC Boats. This episode of Twisted Liquid RC Boats is proudly brought to you by Slycat Racing. For all your RC boat needs, slycatracing.com. Good day, everybody, and welcome back to Twisted Liquid RC Boats and the continuation in our Zippkits A-Box Crackerbox build. Today on the channel, guys, we're going to discuss setting up the fuel system in the boat. On my gas RC boats, I like to run gas tanks. Basically, if you set your fuel system up in your boat once, do it correctly, do it properly, it's maintenance free from there as long as you keep the fuel clean going into it. So today, we're going to discuss setting up the fuel system on our boat because I got to the local hobby shop and picked up some small supplies I needed to do it. And we might as well discuss it and get it done because it is a part in the construction of our boat. But before we do, we've got a little mail call to do. We're getting the last few parts in the mail in order to build this boat. This is a small order in this package from our channel sponsor, Slycat Racing. I ordered myself a set of hatch locks from Slycat because I forgot them and I didn't have them, which are right here. So now we got our hatch locks to finish our hatch on our boat. And as Slycat always does for me, he always includes something extra for me. I have myself a spare, nice, heavy-duty collet right now. So, once again, I can't thank Slycat Racing enough for all of the channel support. I really, truly appreciate everything you do for this channel, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And our second mail call before we get into doing our fuel system is from Great Hobbies in the province right next door to me. We don't have a Great Hobbies here in my province, but there's one in the next province. And this is a small order of parts we needed to finish our fuel system. We have a couple packs of easy connectors should be in here. 2 packs. We needed some extra connectors for hooking up our linkages. And we have 2 gas rubber stopper conversions for our gas tank. And I'm going to review this with you guys now. I'm glad this showed up in the mail when it did, because it's going to make doing the fuel system perfect. And as you can see, guys, like I've told you before in so many episodes, everything has to be ordered that I want to do my work with my boats. So the only disadvantage to me doing this hobby where I live is you have to order almost everything you need to do it. Having said that, let's reposition the camera, set it up so you guys can see the fuel system good, and let's review how we set it up in our A-Box Crackerbox boat. Okay guys, when it came to setting the fuel system up in the Zippkits A-Box Crackerbox, I took a trip to my local hobby shop and I picked myself up a 20-ounce Dubro fuel tank. I got myself some Tygon line and I picked myself up a Dubro fuel filter. Now I'm running a stock 644 carb on this engine. And when I tell you guys that, I'm mentioning it because this carburetor has a feed line and this carburetor has a return line. And I'm also running a vent. So if you'll notice, I have 3 brass tubes inside of my stopper in my fuel tank. Now I went with a 20-ounce tank because it fit in here perfect and left me room for my hatch latches. I did not want to take up the whole area inside. And as you guys can notice, I got some Velcro straps put on it here. Now I bet some of you are saying, how do you have it Velcroed into the bottom of the boat? So I'm going to loosen the straps off camera because it's easier for me to do it. And I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to show you guys what I got done. I made a small wooden support stand to hold my gas tank up off the floor of my boat. It's approximately 1/4 inch up off the floor. I basically took a 1/8 piece of plywood, cut it the shape size of the gas tank. I took 2 1/4 inch wooden legs and epoxied to the bottom of that piece of plywood. I sealed the bottom with 2 coats of West Systems, and then I epoxied it into the boat. And I epoxied it to the 2 legs were on the floor, and I put an edge of epoxy against bulkhead number 4 because the piece that I made to hold the gas tank actually fit perfectly against bulkhead number 4. So I'm just going to click the camera off. I'm going to disconnect the hoses. I'm going to pull the 2 Velcro straps. I'll click the camera back on and I'll show you the little gas tank support I got built and put in the hull of the boat. Okay guys, now that I got the hoses disconnected and the Velcro straps out of the way, let me show you the little wooden fixture that I made and put in my hull. Now, like I described in the last segment in this episode, I basically took a small piece of 1/8 plywood that was extra spare wood from the kit, and I built 2 little small 1/4 inch wooden legs and put onto the bottom of it, and I epoxied it into the hull, on the floor, and against bulkhead number 4 right here. Now the main reason I done this is so that I can run my Velcro straps underneath the piece of wood and around my gas tank to hold it in. And with 2 Velcro straps on it pulled tight, the gas tank is positioned in the boat really tight. I can lift the boat up with the tank and just the Velcro straps. It fits in there really nice. It tucks the tank out of the way. I've got it sealed, like I said before, on the bottom. I done 2 coats before I epoxied it in of sealing epoxy on it. I still have to do the top. But I made this little tiny structure, epoxied it into the boat, and it's going to make a perfect holding fixture for my fuel tank in my boat. Now guys, this is a very simple fuel system in the boat. And like I say, I've seen a lot of guys run fuel bags in this area on this hull who've done previous builds of this boat. But I wanted to install a fuel tank and make sure that I could fit it in and out very easily. I could strap it in very easily so it's good and secure. It slides in really nice right next to the radio box. I run my straps around it, tighten it down, my fuel lines fit perfect, and the extra piece of wood that I installed to hold my rubber hoses for my water lines makes a perfect place to hold my vent tube also. So, with just a little bit of extra woodwork, I got myself a nice fixture to hold my fuel tank, and I got my fuel system set up in my boat. Like I say, we're running 3 lines out of the stopper. Now the stopper you get when you buy the tank is a black colored stopper, and it's meant for use with nitro fuel. In order to convert the gas tank, you need to get what I just showed you that came in the mail, in mail call, a gas stopper conversion. And this is a brown colored rubber. And if you get the brown rubber and put in your cap, you are setting up your fuel system properly for gas use with a plastic tank. You can use that black one, but it's probably going to deteriorate over time with fuel. So take the extra precaution of getting the correct rubber for your stopper in your tank. Also, guys, I buy an extra length of brass tubing when I'm at the hobby shop. And I get it the same size as the tubing that runs through the stopper. Now the reason I do this is I extend the supply fuel line all the way down into the corner of the gas tank. And maybe you guys can see it if I pull the tank up out of here and show it to you. I hope you can anyways. I run a hard line right down through my tank of brass tubing, and I get my clunk to sit in the left hand side of my tank when it's sitting in my hull. Now the reason I run a hard line down inside is I don't want the fuel clunk moving back and forth inside the tank. If it moves over to the right side of the gas tank, the starboard side of the boat, when I'm doing clockwise laps, the fuel is going to slosh away from it. Now I've discussed this with other boats that I've ran here, and I find that just running a solid brass tube, longer in length, and a little short rubber hose inside your tank, if you guys can see in the camera, I hope you can, my clunk is positioned right in the corner. And no matter how hard I shake that tank, it's not going to move. And that's because there's a solid brass tube, the length of it, inside. Guys, if you take your time and set your fuel system up correctly once, you will have no headaches with it whatsoever. But some of the little steps that I just told you, like lengthening the brass tube and curving it down to this corner for clockwise laps and no fuel starvation, converting this stopper to the correct one for gas use. These little things all help in getting a fuel system set up on a boat like this and working correctly. Always remember, with gas, use yellow Tygon line. It's the only stuff that's going to work well for you. You can find it at your local hobby shop. I hope this explains how we got the fuel system set up on the Zippkits A-Box Crackerbox. Okay guys, I hope that describes well to ye how I'm going to set the fuel system up in the Zippkits A-Box Crackerbox. It's another little step I wanted to describe to you guys because I done a little additional woodwork to the boat. I hooked and mocked everything up like I done my engine and my exhaust and my radio box. And it's all a mock-up before you get it set up and perfectly the way you want it. Now guys, in my history before running these boats, I've used some simple Velcro to attach these gas tanks in the bottom of boats. And it will work for you. But here's what I find with using this Velcro. And this is a good Velcro brand. This is the real McCoy. This is the good stuff. And I actually get this at a local music store. Because this type of Velcro is used for strapping down guitar pedals onto a pedal board. It fits a guitar pedal perfect. It'll also fit the bottom of a gas tank and a hull in a boat perfect and hold the tank for you because it's pretty strong Velcro, as you can see. The only drawback I see in using it is after a while, when fuel may slosh out of your tank or drip or get down around your tank and get on this adhesive that is on this Velcro, it will cause it to come off. And this is the way I have my gas tank mounted in my Zippkits SLR missile. But I've come to learn to not let any fuel spill on it, because if I do, I'm going to have to replace the Velcro. So it is another option. But I wanted to use simple Velcro straps that I had here. And if I made the little wooden structure that I just showed you guys and epoxied it into the boat, it basically gave me that 1/4 inch up off the bottom of the hull that I needed to just simply take the straps, run them underneath, wrap them around the tank and pull them tight. Now once they are tight, the tank stays perfectly in there. It doesn't want to move in any way, so I'm happy with it. Like I told you guys, if you're going to set up a gas tank in a gas RC boat and you're mainly doing clockwise laps, I suggest you get yourself a longer piece of brass tubing and you run it down and position your clunk in the port left-hand side of your gas tank. It will avoid fuel slosh problems for you when your boat is out in the pond running. Take my advice on it. And if you do buy a Dubro gas tank and you're using it for gas, remember the stopper you get with the tank when you buy it is for nitro. And where it's nitro use, you have to convert to a gas stopper. Now, like I told you guys, it's the brown colored rubber one. Make sure you pick it up. It's only a cheap piece. I had to order them in because my local hobby shop didn't have them. But you got to convert your gas stopper in your tank to make it work properly. Guys, that's a quick little episode on how we got the fuel system set up in the boat. The next episode we're going to conquer here is going to be doing our transom hardware. I do have to re-drill the holes because after doing the sealing, they are filled up a little bit with epoxy. I don't mind that one bit. That means it's soaked into the wood really good. And I just have to drill the epoxy out that got in them while I was doing my sealing work. So I'm going to get that conquered, and we're going to review how we set up our transom hardware and put it on the tail of our boat for the final time before we take it out for a maiden voyage. Now, I don't want you guys to get upset with me. I'm going to run the boat in bare wood. I'm not going to paint it yet. I'm probably planning on painting 2 boats here at once. This boat and the Zippkits SLR missile. But the season time that I get here, where I live too in Canada, I want to get this on the water and I want to enjoy it and start running it. Once I get to that zone, I'm going to clean the table off, fresh MDF, and we're going to start building the 3rd boat here on the channel. And I'm already into getting the 4th one for you guys. So you got a lot to look forward to, I can tell you that. Thanks for watching, guys. I can't thank you enough. Before I go, I want to thank you for all of the views and likes and comments on my first day out running for 2025. The one video I produced and the shorts that I produced and uploaded. You guys got over 7,000 views on this channel in only a 3-day period. And that's amazing numbers for this channel because it's a small, little, tiny YouTube channel. And when I get numbers like that, all I can do is give you guys 2 thumbs up because you're supporting a little tiny channel that is trying to show a good side of the gas RC boat hobby. So thanks, guys. I truly, truly appreciate your support of this channel. I want you to take care of yourselves out there. I want you to have a really good day, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. Feel free to like and subscribe. Take care and stay safe.